say howdy, we say hi. Let's get rowdy, let's get wild. Let's get wild. Let's get wild. Let's get wild. Let's get wild.
Hi there, I'm Lisa Ackerman. Welcome to the show. We're gonna have some fun today. We're gonna be making some food that children may actually eat. We're very allergy friendly here. So the goal of today, we're gonna make meat puffs. So let's get started. We're puffing out here, looking for Puff Daddy at some point in time, but I don't think he's coming. Let me take you through the meat puff story. It's a long story. But basically my son, like a lot of kids with autism, didn't eat any meat, didn't like any protein. Found he had a zinc deficiency, so addressed that, but still had to address all the sensory issues he was experiencing. So how I did that was modifying a meat recipe that a lot of people have done and make it a kid-friendly recipe so it's small hands, small food, ready to go. Today we're using organic turkey to make our meat puff. We started with a pound of the turkey, boiled the meat for about 10 minutes. I'm gonna stick it in the food processor and get that ready to go. And it's super easy to do, and I use a little bit of the liquid, probably less than a quarter cup of the liquid to get it going. Stick it into your handy dandy food processor. So really what you're trying to shoot for is a very fine consistency. So for me, this is what I'm shooting for. It's a consistency that really is for sensory kids. It's what you would feed someone that had no teeth. One of the things I use, this Italian squash or yellow squash in some stores. So did the same thing in the food processor. And again, your goal is as fine a texture as you want. Longer in the food processor, more of a fine texture. Shorter time in the food processor, bigger chunks. So think of it as Gerber graduates. You can start with the finest texture first for your kids and then graduate. Dun, dun, dun. We are adding into this recipe an egg, our baking soda, our potato flakes, which are fabulous. And again, that was about a cup of our potato flakes. And I'm adding organic flaxseed. Organic ground flaxseed really helps our kids, especially the ones with poop trouble. And I think if we talk about autism, we gotta like caveat and talk about poop trouble at all times. And this is our time to try to fix it. A lot of kids don't like very spicy things, so adults, you may want to add your salt and pepper very lightly on the kid batches, and then as you get to the table, maybe for the adults, you can then add more salt and pepper. They don't need as much seasoning. We want to mix it all together. I'm a big fan of parchment paper. Almost all the products we're cooking with are an aluminum base. Stainless steel is preferred. I even like ceramic as much as possible. With parchment paper, you don't really have to worry about anything about the aluminum. It still will leach through a little bit, but definitely not as much. What I love about meat puffs more than anything is that these are so easy to freeze. Since so many of our kids have allergies, I try to use things that are easier for them to digest. In this case, in this recipe, I use potato flakes. If you wanted to, you could use corn flakes. You could use almond flour, cashew flour. So there's a lot of variations in this. It translates really nicely to literally any type of allergen-free food for your kid. What I've preheated is an oven at 375 degrees. They typically go in 20 minutes because the meat is already cooked. We're really just trying to give it a brown texture. And also so it doesn't fall apart when you pick it up and put it in your hands. So let's see how we're doing over here in the old oven. We've got a little brown coating. Not that chewy, not that crispy, but a great texture. And if I break it apart, you can barely see that we've used almost a daily serving in vegetables with the yellow squash. This yellow squash, I'm telling you, is a blessing. Hopefully you're not allergic to it. And the reason why I like the yellow squash is literally when I cook it, I can't even tell it's in there. We also have the flaxseed meal. Flaxseed meal helps with the poop problems. And we have a recipe that literally almost every kid that doesn't like protein likes to eat these. Cooking is easy. You don't have to be afraid of it. But we want to hear from you. If you can let us know what recipes are important to you, maybe convert a recipe from a traditional flour or gluten-based to a gluten-free or an allergy-free, we're here to help. So you get to us, you can email us at autismlive@gmail.com. You can reach out on Facebook at facebook.com/autismlive or reach out at Taka Now. And that way you can see there are already thousands of recipes available with pictures. Maybe we have some old favorites on there. So I know you're having a great day. I had a lot of fun cooking with you in the kitchen, but I'll tell you before we end, I gotta have more meat puffs. Have a great day.
You say howdy, we say hi. Let's get rowdy, let's get wild. Let's